Hey, it's Brad Parker, Crystal Palace fan, and you are listening to the Drunkard United Football Show. It's a parade.
Busy fucking week this week, man. I have been just like nonstop working my ass off.
I know, right?
Oh my gosh, I'm actually kind of relieved that there weren't any games because there was no time for me to sit down and watch anything.
No, I had four extra 10-year-old girls at my house this weekend for my daughter's 10th birthday party.
Isolate that. So
Don't isolate that. It definitely needs context.
As you see, I have broken out the Festivus poll because we have some grievances to air.
Yes, we do.
And it's about one topic.
And by the end of it, if there was a VAR here, we'd get into feats of strength. I promise you that.
Precisely. So you got it, boys and girls. VAR, fuck off. Let's start the show. Hello and welcome to the Drunkard United Football Show, a completely biased recap of fucking VAR as told by two common American schmucks. I'm your host, Sam Huston, and across the way from me is good old, reliable, playing with his drawstrings, Samuel Graham.
Hey, it's me. How's it going?
You know what? I don't have to do a shot of alert this week. We didn't fucking lose. Yay. I mean, we didn't fucking play, but we didn't fucking lose.
Hey, it's one way to guarantee it.
We're recording at Studio H, just outside our nation's capital. You can check us out on, literally every single kind of podcast platform there is. So please do so. Subscribe, share, review, do all the fun stuff. Let your friends know that you're listening to it. I see a few people doing it every week, which is awesome. And should you want to chat with us, there's many ways that you can. Sam, why don't you tell the good people how they can get in touch?
Absolutely. We are at DUfootballshow on all the social medias. That's Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. DUfootballshow@gmail.com to get in touch via email. And as we mentioned last week, we are now on Patreon. So www.patreon.com/DUfootballshow. And you could help support the show. I think it's a $2, $5, $9 levels.
Yep.
And with that, you get certain things extra, like injury time, which today will be our first time because we do have a $9 Patreon. Taylor, my man.
Number one with a bullet.
Number one. We've got... So he'll be getting the extra time, or I'm sorry, injury time show, essentially.
I'm
is
just going to change the name.
A
You
bonus
guys
show.
Keep changing it every time.
Yeah, so basically a bonus show, and then he'll also get things like we're going to dissect Everton in depth at some point for him because he's an Everton supporter.
And a sticker.
Yeah, we suck. End of episode. There you go. Everybody got the Everton breakdown. So very cool. Sam and myself both work in the wine and spirits industry, both have a deep, passionate love for all things distilled spirits. So as the red-blooded Americans we are, even when we've just pulled a couple of 13-hour days in a row,
Buckfast.
we will have a drink in our hands.
We're drinking Buckfast.
Yes, throughout
the
this
caffeine's
show
hitting me.
and every show. Sammy, what are we sipping on today? Is it Bucky?
It's Buckfast. Sorry, I've already had a glass and the caffeine is hitting. But not only do we have Buckfast, which we told you about, a 15% by volume tonic wine, which is basically just a whole lot of chemicals. Mel described it as Welch's grape jelly thinned out with vodka and then added a Red Bull to it.
Add a Red Bull.
There you go.
Sounds good. We also have the Glenfiddich Select casks, which are only available in the travel market. These are the last couple of minis I brought home from my trip. Mm-hmm. They're both 80 proof and both ran £7.99 at the duty free. The first one is the European oak, bourbon, and red wine casks. Aged in each of those casks. Mm-hmm. The second is just strictly a sherry cask.
Very nice. Well, this one is this one with the wine is very interesting. That's something that American whiskey is getting into more, but
European oak.
Yeah, no, just using red wine.
I'm sorry,
as a finisher because frankly, it's a bunch of.
I thought you meant this with the Buckfast was interesting.
No,
like we were about to go burn down Glasgow together.
No, that will definitely happen when you and I go off to Europe this spring. That's going to be you and me on the Bucky getting arrested. That's
not
fucking happening.
Good. That is not going to be good.
I'm going to have to call our wives to send us bail money. No, I just interesting to see a Scottish company doing something with a little bit of a wine finish to it because that's something
that's not
pretty
porter
much
sherry.
Yeah. I was going to say everything they do is a fortified wine, not a still wine. So very interesting. Lovely little whiskey. So, hey, kids. Yeah, what's up? Oh, you got to talk about pricing.
No, I did.
Okay.
Always remember to drink responsibly, guys.
Hey, there we go. You remember to do it at the right
did.
spot this time. Not
Hashtag
shoehorn it in.
admin.
Very good. So have a great show, everybody.
Yes.
Very good. Oh, that one was kind of...
Like this other cup sucks.
All right. It would be good if I actually had my fucking notes in front of me, right?
Yeah,
You know,
right. We started the show, sir.
I was so impressed with you actually being on the ball that I was like, oh, hey, let me just sit here and say nothing. So VAR for short for, Video Assistant Referee, was implemented full-time to the English Premier League. Sam, why don't you kind of give a brief description of what the Video Assistant Referee is?
Sure. I pulled this.
I just figured you could use some background noise while you're doing it.
Why not?
I would say that pretty
just
much.
let it play out.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, and there's your definition of VAR.
Good night, everybody. No, so I pulled this directly from the Premier League website. Okay?
Lovely.
So we're getting it straight from the horse's mouth here. Quote, the 2019-2020 Premier League season will be the first to feature the video assistant referee, in parentheses VAR, after the clubs voted unanimously in November 2018 to introduce the system. All 380 Premier League fixtures will have VAR, who is constantly monitoring the match, but will be used only for, quote, clear and obvious errors, end quote, or, quote, serious missed incidents, end quote, none of which is really defined. There is a section for clear and obvious errors on the website. And I'll read that to you because it's also humorous. In 4 match-changing situations: goals, penalty decisions, direct red card incidents, and mistaken identity. The final decision will always be taken by the on-field referee. VAR will not achieve 100% accuracy, but will positively influence decision-making and lead to more correct and fairer judgments. In the Premier League, there will be a high bar for VAR intervention on subjective decisions to maintain the pace and intensity of the matches. Factual decisions such as offside, or if a foul was committed inside or outside of the penalty area, will not be subject to the clear and obvious error test.
Okay.
That's it.
Fair enough. It was a brilliant piece of comedy you just read.
I know. So we've
Good.
done this.
So this is
Still
what
ain't
we're
going to be 100% though.
We're gonna, we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. We're not going to change anything if it's, unless it's clear and obvious, which you would think, and we'll get into it more later. But having the referee check it themselves, not just somebody else doing everything. But anywho, let's go ahead and break this kind of into a couple of little sections. So first off, we're going to talk about the favorable offsides. For the most part, it's right.
Yeah.
It's black or white. It's pretty obvious.
It has been correct. VAR saved us.
Yeah.
Part of the downside is I want that linesman that flagged Aubameyang offside. I want that linesman. I hope he got taken to task over it.
Yeah, because he made a bad call.
In Arsenal Man United.
Yeah, it was a horrible call. Yeah,
right.
it was a horrible call.
By him raising his flag and the referee blowing the whistle, Aubameyang didn't have to finish that.
Right. If
he could have got pissed and just yanked it into the crowd.
Yeah, and if he didn't finish
Right.
that.
You're not supposed to flag if it's close.
Yeah, let the assistant referee go ahead and get it.
And really, it wasn't close. He was 3 yards onside.
Oh, very onside.
But anyway, he rose the flag incorrectly. And what if he just stopped? Right?
Yeah.
You can't recreate that situation. You can't just drop ball and put Aubameyang through on goal. Can't happen that way.
Right.
So that needs to be fixed in terms of the live people.
Right.
But in VAR world, it got the call right.
And for the most part, across the board, even when I talk about, Raheem Sterling the first week of the season where just his, shoulder was offsides.
Right.
You know what? It was still right. Black or white. It called offsides correctly.
The way that the rule is written, the law is written, right? It's a black or white decision. There's no gray area. Either he's on or he's off.
Yeah.
And just like they said with the inside the box or outside the box, in terms of location of a foul taking place, it's black or white.
Yeah.
Either he's in the box or he's not in the box.
Now where
so that doesn't need to go to the referee again.
Right.
I mean, they're looking at it themselves, and it's a factual decision. There's no subjectivity to it.
Yeah. Now I would say the where there's the problem in the VAR is determining where the play begins for offsides. And almost like the case, the perfect example would be the Chelsea called back goal from Mason Mount against Liverpool, because it's like it almost felt like the VAR ref was just kind of pulling it back, the play back further and further and further and further till he finally found
something
the offsides that he wanted to find.
Right.
Like,
so this is again from the Premier League website. The starting point for a phase of play that leads to a goal or penalty incident will be limited to the immediate phase and not necessarily go back to when the attacking team gained possession. Other factors for consideration will be the ability of the defense to reset and the momentum of the attack.
so they got it wrong. They pulled it back too much, right?
Hey,
Yeah.
we said on the homepage,
Yeah.
this is not going to be 100% accurate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and personally for me, I think what they need to come down to is you unfortunately have
Scrapping the whole fucking thing.
to. Yeah. It's not going anywhere.
No, of course
it's not
not.
going anywhere. And for us, what is going somewhere is we're gonna stop fucking talking about VAR every show because it ends up adding 15 minutes to our show because we have to talk about a fucking call.
Yeah.
And then when I go back and listen to us, we're saying the same thing over and over and over again every fucking week. So
Yeah, because it's the same bullshit.
Right. So it's time to just be able to walk away from it. We'll say, VAR, turned its ugly fucking head again and boom, go on. But I feel like the black and white law that's going to need to come into place is at the point of the goal, was that pass offsides? I think that's really what it's going to have to come to.
Yeah.
And you don't go back to 2 or 3 plays. And if a ref missed it, a ref missed it. There's always going to be misses. It doesn't, it just, like I said, it felt like the ref was trying to find an offsides. He was trying to find a reason to not let there be a goal,
Right.
And we'll
Absolutely.
talk about that more in penalties as well. The whole stupid handball thing, but somebody's grabbing somebody thing. That is the next topic anyway. So, but let's go into my second part, which is something that we don't even actually really see at all, and it's the penalty checks. Where this is where there's a foul in the box, the video assistant referee is already looking at it and communicating with the ref on the field,
Right.
if he missed a penalty or not, and
Yep.
that's that, for the most part, has worked out well.
Yeah, for the most part it has, absolutely. I still don't like what I haven't seen, and you mentioned this earlier, and this is a perfect example of the referee himself not having control of the game. I haven't seen a single referee go over to... So
Not one.
the RRA, because we have to abbreviate everything,
Right.
is the referee's review area. So there is a monitor on the side of the pitch.
And he's not going to use it.
He can,
But he's not.
if he wants,
He's not. He's pretty much just going off of whatever
but they haven't.
they say in his ear.
Right. The on-field referee always has the option of using the referee review area and can view VAR incidents at their discretion. The referee can take the recommendation of the VAR and other match officials. If the advice falls within the referee's range of expectation, they can make their final decision based on that information without the use of the RRA. Where the information received from VAR falls outside of the referee's expectation range, or where there is a serious missed incident, they should use the RRA to assist with the final decision. This approach acknowledges the views of the Premier League managers, captains, and will protect the tempo of matches by reducing time delays.
And why hasn't a single ref looked at the screen?
Why hasn't a ref looked at the screen
Not-
at all?
not
When it's
once.
directly resulting in a goal opportunity.
Perfect example. Tottenham City, the handball.
Right.
Why? We're gonna. I hate to go comparing it to the NFL
Well-
because we try to stay away from that. But you will see an NFL referee go under the hood, look at a play, come back and go, yes, in fact, this foul happened. But when this foul happened, this guy was doing pass interference. So those are offsetting penalties. Plays dead.
Right.
Or so a ref would come on and be like, okay, looked at VAR. Yeah, it did hit his hand. But you know what also happened? You grabbed his jersey. And there's going to be a penalty kick for that.
Yep.
And why a ref isn't going to the screen and looking baffles me.
And the other thing, handball to me is not a black or white issue. It's a subjective issue.
Yeah.
He got called for a handball that he knew nothing about.
Yeah. Well, but that's also the writing of the rule now that apparently if it just hits your hand in any way, shape, or form in the lead up to a goal, it's automatically a handball.
Then why wasn't a penalty given? I can't remember the exact game. I want to say it was like Watford, against someone. A ball hit a hand on a cross from close distance.
Yeah.
No call.
The opening week of the season, Wolves had a goal taken away, and it was because it hit the hand.
Well, Decore, when
Yeah.
it was a diving header, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't Decore.
Oh, maybe
it
that
was
was
Bali.
last. Maybe that was last. Oh, well,
Decore is Watford. It was Bali.
I'm sorry,
And
yeah,
it
yeah.
hit his hand indirectly and went into the net, and the goal got called back because of quote unquote hitting the hand indirectly in a goal.
That's
scoring
fine.
scenario.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's fine with me because it directly resulted in a goal, and that's unfair. But if I don't have time to get my hand out of the way, another incident was Declan Rice. Remember, just a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
Declan Rice had his hand in a goofy ass position.
Yeah. I mean, just misfortunate. Shouldn't have been a penalty.
Right. It just, but that it's not a black and white issue to me. That rule,
FA has made it a black and white issue, though.
well, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write a letter,
Okay. You do that.
like my grandma used to when she hated the Orioles.
That's why you have a podcast. So you don't have to write letters.
I'm writing a letter.
All right.
Nobody at the FA is listening to us. As much as I'd like them to, they won't.
So one of the biggest things then within the regards to the penalty checks and things of that nature, do we think that the VAR referee hasn't said that there are fouls like that simply because they don't want to, overturn the referee on the field? I mean, because why hasn't a single defender grabbing a attacker inside the box not been called yet?
So-
it happens every play.
Right, and there's only been. I'm gonna say this. I got this from Forbes, the article that Forbes did or picked up from the Associated Press. From Mike Riley. It was an interview with Mike Riley he did on September 13th. Okay. 6 changes have been made as a result of VAR. 227 incidents have been reviewed. That was through September 13th.
Wow.
Just the first 4 match weeks.
Right.
So 40 games.
Wow.
Yep. That's it. Just 6 changes.
Yeah.
The minutes upon minutes of time wasted sitting here waiting for the VAR to make a decision in a lot of cases.
Right.
The referee, the decision being taken out of his hands because none of them have chosen to step on the toes of the VAR, go look at it for themselves, and the VAR's lack of cojones to turn around and overturn the ref's decision. I feel like if you're reviewing 200, it's like driving a car, right? No one drives a car 100% legally. If a
Right.
cop follows you for more than a mile, he's going to find a reason to pull you over.
Right.
Right? It's just impossible for you to do every little thing, and they do it on purpose, the government.
That's also
But
why a cop is legally not allowed to follow you for more than 1 mile. They have to. If they're following you after 1 mile, they have to change lanes.
Right.
Yeah.
So my point is that you're going to find an infraction. Well, if that's the case, then why are there only 6 changes?
Right.
If this was supposed to fix everything and make games better, I see clear and obvious errors in the first 5 minutes of every fucking game.
Right. Yeah. Sorry. I feel like the offsides they're getting right, and that's very black and white. It's an offsides or it's not an offsides. And it's where we're going to get into next, what I like to refer to as the gray area, which is fouls committed on the field of play not being overturned by a video official.
Do we have a Twilight Zone button? Live production from Mel. Love it.
The gray area.
Yeah, there's still a big gray area. It's not good. Most of that kind of falls into that same article.
Right.
The 4 wrong incidents that Mike Riley admitted in those first 4 weeks.
Right. Yeah. This is. I remember you say you were going to pull some specifics.
Yeah. So
interested
these are the
here.
ones that they admitted to.
Is this like where we have to guess what's on your list?
No.
Show me Jack Grealish.
No. Well, that was after the article was
Oh,
written.
okay.
I included that in my own personal ones.
Show me a mute button.
Then we don't need the VAR for that.
Assholes.
All right, Bournemouth versus City. City midfielder David Silva, should have been awarded a penalty after making contact with Jefferson Lerma in the penalty area in Bournemouth v. Manchester City. City still won that match 3-1, so obviously would not have affected the result. had they done that, except for maybe goal differential.
Right.
Right? West Ham versus, I don't remember that specifically, but I have to take him on his word. West Ham versus Norwich. West Ham forward Sebastian Aller should have been awarded a penalty following a foul by Tom Tribal. West Ham still won 2-0. So, again, didn't affect the result. Leicester City versus Bournemouth. Leicester's Yuri Tillman should have been sent off for a foul on Bournemouth's Callum Wilson. He said he missed that.
Right. A send-off. That's very bad.
Now, that's terrible.
And he also didn't get then hit with a subsequent suspension from the
Not
FA,
that I saw.
which is what the FA
It's
used
supposed to
to
well,
do.
They say in the protocol for stuff that even the VAR misses. It's on the thing, unseen incidents.
Right.
The FA's retrospective disciplinary committee, all of those rules still apply.
Right.
If they miss it completely, if the VAR doesn't even talk to the ref about it, they miss it completely. It's not in the ref's match report. They can view that footage, the FA, and go back and issue a disciplinary charge,
Right.
violent conduct, or
and
what
in
have
that
you.
instance, didn't, and they should have.
They should have. Yep.
Tillemans ended up scoring later in that game, didn't he? I
I
think.
don't remember, to be honest with you, but Leicester won 3-1, and I don't remember when it happened in that game per se.
But does that
maybe
affect the
does that
game?
affect the result?
Yeah.
Right. It very well might. Newcastle versus Watford, which apparently the VAR didn't even want to watch himself, much like we didn't want to watch that game, if I remember. The equalizer by Newcastle's Fabian Schär should have been disallowed because of a handball by Isaac Hayden in the build-up. Match ended in a 1-1 draw.
Directly affected the game.
Directly affected the game. 2 drop points for the shit Magpies
Yeah.
because, I'm sorry, for Watford.
Yeah.
For shit Watford. Because the VAR missed this as well. That is unacceptable. So a half and half here of 2 games where it didn't affect the result and 2 games where it potentially could have affected the result.
Do you think the words clear and obvious are just a scapegoat?
Yes.
That it's this
Absolutely.
way. This way, we can always just say it wasn't clear and obvious.
Absolutely. Well, I read you the clear and obvious on here, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Yeah. It's very vague.
Yeah, and
It's very, very vague. You know?
you have very black and white rules, but then you want to be very vague when it comes to the enforcing of that rules. And I think inherently that's ultimately this problem with VAR currently. It's, I mean, of course, the conspiracy, Everton conspiracy theorist in me goes that this has all just been created so the Reds can finally win a fucking Premier League title.
Yeah.
But in all seriously, it seemed like every VAR possible play has gone the Reds' favor. There hasn't been anything that's gone against the
It
Reds.
doesn't seem that way.
Yeah. And particularly, I mean, that offsides with Mason Mount, that offside should not have been called.
Gotcha.
It should have been either caught on the field, or there was still a whole nother 10 seconds of play.
Yeah.
Like I said, it really felt like, wow, we have an airplane coming in. I could hear it.
That's a helicopter.
Helicopter, yeah. I could feel it. I actually felt it vibrating in the headphones.
Yeah.
That would be a helicopter, Sam.
Oh, okay, I'm
I
sorry.
don't know what It's not 1943, bro.
Airplanes fly over here all the time, so I just said airplane. Okay, y'all need to settle down. You need to fucking stay on the mute button and stop thinking you have all these liberties to be talking and stuff. You're a producer. Produce us something. Anywho, hi, Sammy. How we doing over there?
I'm doing well.
It just feels like this clear and obvious is the scapegoat. Nobody wants to change a referee's mind, and what's going to ultimately end up happening is now my wife's mocking me, which is great. Yes.
See what happens when I'm muted? I can't contribute.
Yeah,
I was
we
just
don't
pulling
want
up
you to
a
contribute.
picture I posted in the DU Football Club page.
Uh-huh.
That's Homer Simpson's grandpa
Yeah, Grandpa.
yelling, "Old pundit yells at VAR."
Yep, that would be me. That would definitely be me. It would appear that it depends on the ref you have week to week if a call's going to get called or not.
Yep.
Is that ref going to keep his whistle in his pocket inside the box right at the end of the game?
Thinking that maybe the VAR will review it and see it, and
Right,
to keep
right.
him out of the way.
Or is that referee going to go ahead and make a game deciding call a la Leicester Liverpool?
Yep.
Like
So the other, I found two ones that I could think of off the top of my head. And one we've spoken about at nauseum over the last few weeks was the Spurs versus City, where Emerick Laporte had hit his arm. Gabriel Jesus scored on the play. The goal was disallowed, and a handball was given. And Tottenham were able to just clear their lines.
Because a ball went over his head and grazed his hand behind
while
his
he
body.
was being pulled.
Right, as he was lunging towards the ball, being pulled down onto the ground.
Yep.
Yeah, I just did asinine.
Yep.
Asinine. How okay, you know, oh, okay, well, we saw the handball. We saw, you know what it was? Video assistant referee saw the foul they wanted to see, didn't look at the entire play.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, no, they didn't see they saw the foul they wanted to see.
Yeah.
They wanted to give the handball.
Yeah. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted a reason to say that the goal didn't count.
And then the one I know Mel wants to talk about, obviously, was the Palace and Villa game where Jack Grealish was fouled in the dying seconds of the game. A goal was scored.
Yeah. Goal
in
was
that
scored.
play, an equalizer.
Yep.
To make it 1-1. That goal was disallowed, and the on-field ref called a dive and booked Jack Grealish.
Right.
That, of course, again, happened after that article was written, so that was not included in it.
Clearly, you could see Zaha hitting him from the back.
Absolutely.
He was fouled.
He was fouled.
He was fouled.
But even in that situation, the advantage should have been played.
Yeah.
Because, and the goal given.
Right. Should have been a 2-1 win for Villa.
It was against Palace.
Right.
Yeah.
And even if, I mean, that's a different argument, but if the ref called it back for a foul, fine, fair enough. You call it back for the foul.
And have a foul just
It's
outside the box.
Still
right.
a mistake. Still a mistake because that's why the advantage rule exists.
Right.
But even if at least you made the right call, right? At least you saw the play for what it was. He booked Jack Grealish for a fucking dive when he got taken out from behind.
Yeah.
Zaha should have been given a yellow card for the foul itself, and the goal should have been given.
I think
it should have ended a 1-1 draw.
I think it was actually Cahill who got him.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah. Zaha was right behind him, but I think it was Cahill.
No,
who
it was
got
Zaha.
It was Zaha? Okay. Got it.
I did my research.
Is that a girl?
Yeah, so the whole thing to me is offsides being right every single time worth the rest of this shit?
Yeah. Now
That's my question to you. Is what do you think?
it was kind of the same question I was going to say to you.
Oh, right. Damn it.
Well, I mean, it is. Is the FA going to admit there's flaws other than like this situation where after a few weeks they go, oh yeah, we missed this call, and this call, or are they going to go, hey, we need to interpret this a little bit better. We need all refs on the same page. You know,
I think major decisions, right? Red cards, penalties, things that will directly result in a goal. Even if it's offsides that you call back from 10 seconds ago, 30 seconds ago.
yeah,
The referee needs to go over to that monitor and look at the fucking thing.
and it doesn't take long to do.
No, it doesn't. At the very least, he needs to go over and have a look.
Yeah, it's not hard.
Because-
jog over, look at the monitor.
Right.
You can even have the fourth official holding the monitor, come right to the sideline. It's there's iPads
Have an
in the world.
iPad, yeah.
Boom. Look at it real quick. Go, yes, no, boom. And the whole time he could have the video assistant referee already
In his
talking
ear.
in his
This
ear.
is
so
what
he
I'm
knows,
seeing. Right, this
he
is
knows
what I saw.
exactly what to look at. Like
Exactly.
precisely what to look at.
And there's my issue, because if you just have the referee taking the advice of the VAR, that referee's no longer in charge of that game.
No.
So download a whistle fucking soundtrack. We do it on this show. Play it over the loudspeaker and just have the guy not there.
Yeah.
Just have the whistle go. And that's it. Have the fourth official. You don't even need fucking linesmen anymore.
Yeah. Well,
You don't need that either. So just have the fourth official there in case the internet connection goes down, and have a couple of linesmen sitting on the side in tracksuits as well, and just referee the whole thing remotely. Fuck it.
And you know what? Goal line technology has worked perfectly. That was something they implemented.
It was a great technological advancement.
It is a goal or it is not a goal, and there is a buzzer on your watch that lets you know goal. It's not even up for debate. You feel that buzz and you just go point at the center circle, goal.
Yep.
I gotta say, waiting after the goal hits and then waiting to go, wait, is VAR going to overturn some shit?
Right.
That kind of sucks the joy out of it.
Absolutely.
It's a joy-sucking
I mean,
move.
some people say I've only seen 3 people, I think, this season that have refused to celebrate before the referee actually gives the goal officially.
Right. They just wait.
They wait. One of them was Aubameyang against Manchester United, of course, and that's the one that sticks out in my mind because it's my team.
Right.
But there was a couple of times where they knew it was something may have been off, and they waited for the VAR before they celebrated.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's other times, like Wolves against City, when was it Diogo Jota? Was it him that scored from outside the area
I think it was
in that
yeah.
game? Yeah, where he got to celebrate twice,
Mm-hmm.
and it made it awesomer.
Yep.
You know, where he celebrated his goal, VAR check. They checked 2 offsides, I think.
And
Then they celebrated again, and that's where we got the
All
fuck
right. Yep,
VAR.
that's what our
that
fuck
was when
VAR
that was
drama.
happening. Yeah, but they got to celebrate a second time, and it actually made it better.
Yeah.
One time.
Yeah. Now, do you think ultimately VAR is serving its purpose?
Now, no. And part of my issue with it, is the referees don't look at it themselves.
Right.
Number one. Number two, they used it all last summer, and at the start of the tournament, it was fucking weird, and I didn't really care for it. But by the end of the tournament, I was like, okay, there's tweaks that need to be made,
Right.
but not too shabby.
The final that goal kick, corner kick, handball
Well, there-
still I feel was an awful.
There's
awful
the problem.
travesty.
You need the referee to be able to give a decision.
Again,
right?
I hate to compare it to the NFL, but you will hear an NFL referee, after being under the hood, will come out and explain it to a T. Now, granted, ref isn't mic'd at a soccer match, and there's supposed to be a fluidity to the game, but he can at least communicate that to the players, the captains on the field. Voila, they know what's going on,
Right.
which is what matters.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. So there's things that need to be tweaked to make it better, obviously, and I know it's here to stay, so I'm trying to just be accepting of it,
Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
which is fucking annoying. But fine. I just don't understand why there's so many growing pains when we've been using it for almost a year now and practicing in the FA Cup prior to that.
Well, practicing in the FA Cup when you wanted to, not when you.
Well, yeah, I mean,
yeah.
you can't outfit Southend United with a VAR system. I get that part.
or fuck off, go to hell, Millwall.
Right. What annoys me about that, though, too, is just in general, is you have a competition where teams are playing under different rules,
Yeah.
which completely throws into question the integrity of the competition, in my opinion.
Yeah, it did.
But my point is that you've had practice with this. Why is it not being implemented well now?
yeah, it should should already be working.
Right. The idea was you practice for a year, 2 years, whatever it's been in the FA Cup. You have last summer at the World Cup, and then it shouldn't be this much of a shit show.
So now moving forward for you and I, because like I said, these shows tend to go on 15 minutes longer than they should be.
Yeah.
Basically because we're bitching about VAR. We're just gonna say fucking VAR whenever there was a VAR fuck up and just leave it at that, because I'm sure our listening audience is getting sick and tired of listening to us fucking bitch about VAR nonstop. Sound like a winner to you?
Yeah.
Cool.
You got me right when I was drinking.
Ah, beautiful. The Bucky doing its job. It's time to tell you what little we know. It is prediction time. Got a bunch of people that wrote in for bets today. So, of course, we got Pat,
did you?
and we also got Russ gave us a bet, too.
Oh, good. I got one from Ray.
Oh, fabulous. Good.
Yeah.
We'll do a bunch then. So we're back. We're refreshed. Sam, you can finally pick your first winner of the year?
I think so.
Nice. So, very good. Well, why don't you give us a Ray's pick real quick?
Sure. Ray is going to go with a parlay.
Okay. What's he doing?
He's going big. Brighton over Villa, and the total goals to be over 3.5. That comes in at plus 800.
That's a ballsy
I
pick.
see you, Ray. I see you.
Yeah, it is a bold pick.
The over. I mean, I could see Brighton's been on a bit of a run right now, and they're looking decent.
And Villa's at home.
So have we.
Yeah, yes, but
Villa's at home.
So I could see Brighton potentially beating Villa. I mean, really, the game ultimately is a coin toss for me. But the over, that's an aggressive bet. But go big or go home, right?
That's it.
Ray, I'll take that money.
All right, excellent. So we have, let's see here. First, we have Russ's. So Russ did very, very, very much want to find odds to bet that Ole was getting fired after the match, but he could not find odds on that. But he is going to take Liverpool and the over at 2.5. He didn't say what the odds payout are. I just got a text from him. So on the fly admin there.
I got you. Did he write anything fun down?
No, it was the whole, hey, we're going to have what I wanted to bet that Ole's going to get fired right after the game for the second year in a row. A manager's going to get fired after losing to Liverpool, but not to be now.
All right, so he said Liverpool, right?
2.5.
Over 2.5?
Yeah, over 2.5.
All right, I'm almost there. Over 2.5. That comes in at plus 163.
Okay, fairly safe bet. I could see a 2-1 game. There's 3 right there and a 2.5. Or maybe even a 3-0.
It's probably a 3-0 to be honest.
All right, so Pat, he titled this. Oh, by the way, hey.
And now, it's time for our degenerate gambling friend Pat's Pick of the Week.
Pat titled this one, Go Big or Go Home Crusty.
All right.
I've been speaking with Pat today, and he had a lovely day off with lots of golf and, let's just say, lots of things that go around with golf. So he was...
Booze?
Yeah. So he said, let's do this. Let's fucking gamble. I'm up a little. So let's go but big. In the primetime Saturday, we have Crystal Palace against Man City. Quote, not gonna go back to back to back City. So let's play the draw at plus 480. He admits openly, not a safe bet, but almost 5-1 return on your money. So that's what he's going to do. And he also said, let's go Nats, because we're recording right now during the National League
I just got a text that
championship.
Nats are up right now, too.
Oh, even better. You're a happy boy, aren't you?
Ray just texted me. He said the fat lady's starting to warm up.
There we go. I like that.
She's going to get to singing.
Yeah, we like that. And then, so it was Strasburg today. It'll be Corbin tomorrow, right? Corbin
so,
in
yeah.
games, and he's great at home. So, and with I can tell you right now from experience, a team like St. Louis, never count them out.
No,
like
no,
they're
absolutely.
just
I'm
they're
not getting
just
excited.
That team.
I'm not getting excited. All I'm
Just-
saying is just get your brooms ready.
That
That's all I'm saying.
that organization knows how to come. I mean, they got to remember back in '87 when I first started watching the Giants and being a Giants fan. They were up. Giants were up 3-1 on St. Louis. Ended up losing 4-3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a football show, though.
Yeah. So. Exactly. We should probably be talking about football.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure we don't lose our
All
UK
right.
listeners.
Now, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're all thinking. Why should I listen to Sam, right? Why? Why should I listen to Sam? But let me tell you something. My tried and true system, 20% of the time, works 100% of the time, boys and girls. So for this week's...
Big Sam's Lock of the Week.
That's right. I'm going to
Edit,
go
fuck
ahead.
up of the week.
Yeah. I'm going to go back to the well with Liverpool again. So I'm going to take Sadio Mane to score at any time as Liverpool head to Old Trafford. And hopefully the Reds will lose, and I'll get the bet wrong. And I can now project my betting process into my rivalries as well.
Ah, there you go.
So I've been telling everybody to take the opposite of what I take, right?
Right.
So we have that. Now, Sammy, yes. Oh, we got to do your bet.
I didn't bet yet.
Oh, well, you know what? You won't lose if you don't bet.
Bookies want to take my money.
Heard.
All right, I'm going to do two separate since I can't hit a parlay in fake world, but I can hit one in real world.
Heard.
I'm going to separate them at $100 each. I'm going to do Everton and West Ham to draw at plus 275.
Safe bet.
Yep, Everton's at home, I believe.
Yes, they are. It's that good as
Yeah. West Ham's not particularly good on the road. But I think coming off the international break, I mean, getting away from a bad situation for a little bit usually refreshes the players.
Yeah.
Gives them time to just tune everything out and turn off from the bad club form. So I think they're going to come back firing. But West Ham, I think, is still a good team. And with 2 weeks rest, I think will be ready to play.
Right.
I am going to go separately. Want to make sure this is clear. $100 on under 2.5 goals in a game. So either a 0-0 or a 1-1.
I think that seems pretty safe, even though Everton has been giving away a lot of goals lately. But I still think
That's at plus 115.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So if they both come in, I will have $390 to get back into the game.
Right.
I'll still be down, but I'll have something to get back in. And either way, as long as one of them happens, I finished no less than $15 to the good.
Good. I didn't put mine in. Mine was plus 280. So for Mane to score at any time in the match was a plus 280. Something just to kind of get me back down to that, respectable down 200 level, not the, almost 500 that I'm down now.
Or 700
Yeah,
like
that
me.
you're down. So, Sammy, if we did that, that'd be enough, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm just glad we got to it.
But you know what we do? we give you Kitty the chicken.
One of these days, we got a video when the
Him
music
dancing,
breaks on
yeah.
and he just breaks into it. That should be your job because I'm pressing buttons over here. I need
Got
you
it.
to hit the video for that next time. He's still going.
I will. I'll take care of it.
He's just, I love watching the big man dance.
Getting my groove on.
All right, Kitty fans. I went up to visit her, and I guess she didn't realize the international break last weekend because she was out of town. You know that chicken, she gets around. And I wanted to truly challenge her I can't pronounce this word.
Prognosticating.
Say that again.
Prognosticating.
Yeah, what he said, skills. This week, I gave her Big Sam's Toffees.
Yay!
Desperate for a win, hosting
They are.
West Ham.
They are.
Now, Kitty jumped right into the coop and pulled out a photo of her and former heavyweight champion Lennox Lewis blowing bubbles together in the coop.
That's not good.
Nope. Sorry, babe. Looks like your chicken is picking West Ham this week.
Kitty, why you gotta do me dirty like that?
You know
I
how
mean,
it
that's
is.
pretty awesome. She was hanging out with the champ Lennox, but the minute she said hanging out with the champ Lennox,
Yep.
I was like, oh no, that's not the boxer that likes Everton.
No,
Nope.
remember, that's a
It's
smart chicken. Her picks are better than two of you. So
Yeah.
Don't you have Sly though?
I feel like
Oh, yeah, we
Malort's
have
coming
Sly.
on next week for our Everton people.
Ooh, there we go.
God,
And the Beebs.
Yeah. I can't remember the.
That's to be proud of.
there is actually a heavyweight champion, one of the lower belts that is in England, that won. That is Everton supporter. In fact, he was used in the Apollo Creed movie.
One of the lower belts. What do you mean by that?
Not like how there's like the WBA and the WBC and
Oh,
all that
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Like,
Okay.
Where somebody like let's say like the Klitschko guy when he was the champion, right? The two brothers, like they won't fight one another, so then the belt gets forfeited, and then there'll be
I feel you.
other contenders that maybe aren't top 10 in one spot or another. That's boxing has always been corrupt as fuck, for the most
Of
part.
course. Absolutely.
Well, there we go, guys. That's our gambling segment. And always remember to gamble legally and responsibly.
I was working my ass off, so
What
why
a
don't you
fucking game.
Why don't you tell me how it went? Because I wasn't there.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
7-7, I think it was.
Oh, wild! Some
Is
goals.
that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was 7-7. I scored. I know that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna just double check the old score line, but they went up kind of early. Everything they shot in the first half, I mean, they were well done. Couple top corner, one Jake probably should have had, but kind of fucked up on a little bit. It happens from time to time.
Right.
But we gathered ourselves, fought back, and for the last 2.5 minutes, really held on to the victory or to the tie. But they had a whole second team. They're all younger than us, and they're fit, and we're old and ridiculous. So it was a hard fought and a very well done. It was 6-6. I'm sorry.
Okay. 2-1 and 2. So
Yeah,
we're
not bad.
We're sitting right in the hunt for playoff.
We're in fourth right now, which is the final playoff position. We are -6 on our goal differential because of that shite game we had.
yeah.
The
well,
13-4 a couple of weeks
yeah,
ago.
Noreen just put the boots to us that match.
So we are -6, and because of that game, we're tied with two other teams for the worst goal differential in the league. But that's not normal. I mean, our results are 5-4, 7-7, 13-4, 3-1, and 6-6.
Yeah.
And the 3-1 and 5-4 obviously were our two wins. So we're playing well. We all fought for the team. We all stayed together, stayed hard, and they couldn't break us down. They started fighting a bit. amongst themselves, and we laid them on their ass a couple of times.
That's one of our personal favorite things to do, is to get a team so frustrated with us that they start
They start
with
fighting
each other.
amongst themselves. Yeah.
We always love that when they start yelling at each other.
Absolutely.
There's a couple of clubs who do that in our
Right,
league.
and we look at each other and we go, "Hey, fucking watch that, pay attention. Now let's hit them," and we do.
Yep.
So it was a well fought game, played in good spirits. Nobody got pissed at each other. It was physical both sides. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I had a couple of shots on target. One went in, and it was good. I was directly in line with the right-hand post. Shot came in, kind of got blocked by somebody, but came out a little far. Hit it on a half volley, and it hit the side netting on the right side, even though I was level with the post.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it was good.
Pretty sexy.
It's
That's
good.
a nice goal. Proud of
And
yourself, aren't
just
you?
before that, about 2 minutes before that, I had a similar chance, and I fucking shanked it. Like, almost went out for a throw-in, shanked it. And then I stepped up and buried that one, so felt good, too.
All right, well, stop rubbing yourself over there.
I'm just saying, it was pretty good. I don't score a lot of goals anymore.
All righty, kids. Short, simple, and sweet. We wanted to kind of get the shows back to a manageable time. We've noticed that we've been going an hour 20 every week, and that's probably a little too long for your listening enjoyment as you're driving to work each day. So got this one under an hour. Sammy, any parting words?
I do.
You
First,
said that too soon.
Oh, that's right. He's going to start fucking
no, it's
talking
not going to
now.
be too long. First things first, the show comes out on Tuesday. Obviously, we record Monday night. You all know that. Tuesday's Tegan's 10th birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, T.
Yeah. So just want to give a quick shout out to my lovely daughter, and sometimes frequent guest on this show
Yes.
through sound bites.
Absolutely.
We never keep her in the room with us because that would just be not good
No.
parenting
No.
on my part.
No, she doesn't need to hear all of this.
Yeah, so we record sound bites of her. But happy birthday, honey. I love you. Now, to the business.
Oh, is it some business?
Yeah. We talk shit about Chelsea a lot. We talk shit about Millwall a lot and some of the racist things said on the terraces. A couple of the England players, because Bulgaria is known for it, had a discussion beforehand. Not a couple, the entire team, based on the feelings of a few players who are black. And they decided as a group that they would walk off the field should they suffer any racial abuse in Bulgaria. This was mentioned to the press, I guess, and the Bulgarian coach caught wind of it. And he made some very odd statements before the game. Basically saying that England have a bigger racism problem than his own country. Even though this game was played partially behind closed doors, they closed part of the stadium because Bulgaria racially abused another group of people prior to this in the same qualifying campaign. So there was a partial stadium closure. But he said, I can't find the quote.
Yeah, the show is going to take an hour 20.
I'm sorry. No, I can't find the quote. I'm sorry. It basically said that I don't know why they're talking about us. You should see what happens in their own club stadiums.
Right.
Basically. Then the Bulgarian fans decided, hold my beer, Chelsea and Millwall.
Yeah.
We got it.
We're going to show you some true racist shit.
About 100 people dressed in all black in a section of the stadium with Nazi salutes during the game. Specifically targeting Tyrone Mings and Raheem Sterling, who scored twice. Good on him.
Yeah, nice on him.
Yeah, to keep both of them and kept a clean sheet as well.
And Mings, that was his first,
His fucking debut.
his fucking first
His
England
first
cap.
England game. Something he should remember for the rest of his life. Tarnished by this bullshit.
Yeah.
And a clean sheet. So all the right things happened for him, but there's going to be this little asterisk there in his mind because of his debut.
Yeah, going to be a bunch of assholes standing with their arm in the air, thinking that they're thinking they're fucking clever.
Yep.
When they're nothing more than trash.
Absolutely. I follow a guy on Facebook, friends with him. We speak from time to time, who is involved with one of the travel companies that gets fans to games overseas, away games. And he was at that match, and he said, "Well done, England, 6-0. Time to fucking get out of here. Time to fucking go home." And apparently the England fan, this is before I even read the story, heard what happened this afternoon. The game was today, Monday. Sterling scored twice. Marcus Rashford scored. It was mostly black players that scored, which I find
Fabulous.
fucking fantastic.
That's even better.
That's the best way to
Yeah,
shut those
100%.
fuckers down.
But anyway, the match was halted twice.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently the England fans said, who put the ball in the racist net? Raheem fucking Sterling was a chant they were doing, which is good.
Fabulous. That's great.
Standing behind their players, which is brilliant. The UEFA protocols were covered, where they stopped the game, made a stadium announcement. Then they stopped the game again. The players were supposed to go to the dressing room, but there was only like 2 minutes to halftime. So they decided to just wait on the field by the benches. A second announcement was made. They played out the final 2 minutes. Then it was halftime. Gareth Southgate had a discussion with the entire team and backroom staff, both of which are obviously multiracial. And the team together and the coaches together, all as a group, decided, you know what, fuck them. We're going to finish this game out. We're not going to walk off the field.
Right.
We're not going to let them win.
Right.
We're going to go
that's
out
exactly what they
and we're going to
want.
fucking stuff them.
Yeah.
And they were up, I think it was 3-0 at halftime or 4-0 at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
And then go out and Raheem Sterling added his second. Harry Kane scored and rounded out the scoring, which was good to see. Tyrone Mings keeping the clean sheet. But I feel terrible for him, obviously, that his England debut was tarnished by this fucking nonsense.
How do we stop this? How do you ultimately stop this?
You have to ban him. You have to just say, listen, I don't care. And I feel bad saying this for the players, obviously, because they're going to be affected by the actions of the few.
Well, you said like the captain of Bulgaria was trying to was trying to stop the fans, shut up, stop doing it.
After the whistle blew, he went over to they have gates like they do in Germany, separating the first row from the field. He was seen visibly like fucking stop, like to the fans, directly speaking to fans through that gate. And so I feel bad saying this for the players because you don't normally see that the players doing these sorts of things, right? Mm-hmm. It's never them, it's the fans being
except for Luis Suarez. He's a fucking
he's
a racist.
Yeah, him and then Paulo Di Canio with all this fascist shit he does.
A racist teething cheat. That's what Suarez is.
But I said usually you don't see players doing this. Usually the players are relatively enlightened because they've shared locker rooms with people of other races, other colors, other
countries, just complete,
everything, other ethnicities, other sexual orientations, other everything.
Yeah,
and they understand that it's a difference between us, but it's not a division between us.
Yeah,
and that's an important thing to remember. I'm not gay, but you fucking dudes has nothing to do with me.
Right?
What do I give a shit?
Right. Good on you.
Just don't touch me leg. Sorry, just kidding. Kidding. Anyway, my point is I hate saying it for the players' sake, but UEFA needs to come down hard on shit like this.
Ban a couple of teams.
Ban
and
them.
Suddenly,
fuck them. They're no longer in qualifying for the next 2 qualifying campaigns.
Yeah.
You can't qualify for the World Cup. You cannot qualify for the Euros.
Right.
And if it continues to fucking happen, expulsion from UEFA completely.
Yeah, and you're not going to get. We're not going to give you friendlies either. We're going to tell teams not to play you.
Fuck off.
So that's going to hurt your. That's going to hurt your
fuck
pocketbook.
Off. Exactly.
Yeah.
You literally fuck off to the wilderness.
Yep.
So
much.
it's a shame to see, but I'm so very proud of the English for taking the Bulgarians to task on the field and letting the football do the talking.
Yep. Excellent.
And well done to Tyrone Mings and Jordan Pickford.
Yep.
He's been on a bad run of form.
Got the clean sheet.
Getting the clean sheet just in general. And hopefully Mr. Mings remembers his debut for the right reasons.
Yeah. Hopefully, too. It's because it's a great story to see the success he's had recently, particularly with Villa, kind of not getting it done with Bournemouth and then going down to the Championship, helping Villa get the promotion and then becoming a full-time member of Villa as well.
Absolutely. So I just, like I said, I hope he remembers his debut for the right reasons and doesn't let this affect him moving forward. But, good on him. I hate highlighting this bullshit. I hate talking about it, but it needs to be talked about.
You have to talk about it.
And
you have to say something. It has to be said.
If we get 2 downloads in a week or if we get 3,000 downloads in a week, we have a responsibility as broadcasters to talk about this shit.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep bringing it to light no matter how uncomfortable it is. I'm going to keep talking about it to make sure the conversation never stops and to make sure people that hold these abhorrent and ridiculous views, make sure they're brought to task about it.
I know both of you have heard me say this 1,000 times. And by the way, boys and girls, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to be getting ready to do a little bit of injury time after this. So
Yeah.
you want to know what injury time is? It's us doing a little bit of extra show, talking about we're going to preview the weekend's games. And, so if you want to help us out on Patreon, we've got extra content for you. We also did a Buckfast song at the beginning, which also gets put up as well. So all kinds of fun extra content that producer Mel throws up and does a great job with.
Yeah, and real quick, the mics are on stands, so I can't drop it. So I'll just do this instead.
Very good. Now,
That's my mic drop.
What I'm going to leave everybody on is the following. And like I said, this is a line that both of you have heard me say ad nauseum. We have to stop thinking that it's black against white. It's not. Everybody, it's us against them. It's what it is. It's we are brothers together.
Us being
in this,
the people against the government.
The government doesn't give a shit about us.
Right. No one cares.
Let's stop being focused into, black guy did this, white guy did this, brown guy did this. How about we just realize that the government doesn't give a shit about any of us and the color doesn't matter one fucking bit. So
That being said, you're big SNL fans.
yeah.
Do you remember the bit they did a couple of weeks ago with the white news anchors and the
yeah.
black news anchors?
Oh,
and they
they're
were
keeping track? That was
of
fabulous.
It was hysterical.
All right, we're getting this show under an hour.
Yeah, done.
All right.
Go. Good night.
See you next week. Bye.
Fuck all really matters.
Fuck all really matters to me.
To me.